Hi there, YouTube. While my previous video is uploading, thought I'd make another one. I've just come up with the idea. Happy Cop Tuesday, if someone is watching this on a Tuesday. I'm smoking my Great Dane egg with some McBarry Navy Flake, which is very, very dry at the moment. We'll work around that, I suppose. If you read through the title, you're probably thinking I'll be, defending people who are down on their luck and from other people that are, poking fun at them. I'm afraid I'll be doing the poking this time. Kind of make it edgy. I don't mean just the, people who are down on their luck, who have, due to unlucky circumstance in their life, have no money. Though the more I live, the more I think that these, people who are, honest, hardworking people who are just down on their luck are you see a lot more of these people in, Bruce Springsteen records than, in real life. Usually alongside luck, there are, certain number of personal traits involved. But we'll leave it to another day. Right now I'm talking about something I call, people who are poor by choice. That is, people who are not necessarily, starving or, having nothing, say, no footwear for their children. People who are earning something, probably not much, but perceiving themselves as extremely, poor, and which is more importantly, perceiving themselves as being treated unfairly by, the rest of the world. That's actually, a subsect of another, huge group of people, especially on the internet, whom I call the professionally offended people, for the lack of a better term. These are the people all the YouTube presenters are thinking when they're making disclaimers after each statement on their videos. I do not want to offend these people or that people, I do not want to offend gay couples, African Americans, Asians, you name it. But the people who are poor by choice are, particularly nasty. It's a subsect of the offended ones, because they're a lot of these, offended people are offended only in their mind. But they're usually offended about a certain subject, a certain statement, or a certain, forum topic, or something someone said in the interview or something like that. Those who are poor by choice structure their whole life on the concept of them being poor and treated unfairly. So there is particularly nasty subsect, within the general sect. They are nasty to the point of, hilarity. Because I look at these, statements some of these people make, and I keep thinking, dude, how are you still alive? If I had that much shit going on in my life, I would, hit the bucket years ago. Because, whole world is usually against these guys, all the employers are cheap, all the co-workers are shit, all the stores are ripping them off, all the manufacturers are making inferior products to rip them off their money, all the reviews are paid for, etc., etc., etc. It all snowballs into, this ungodly mess through which they have to survive. And they come with some pretty ridiculous arguments to support their position. Got another reminder of this on the forum of a small guitar store I stumbled upon yesterday. They do not sell, particularly high-end instruments, more sort of a mid to budget priced ones, and there are still people thinking they are ripping them off, even with, Korean or Chinese made guitars. It usually all boils down to a particularly nasty argument. I hate this argument when someone says it can't be that expensive. It doesn't cost that much. And I'm always like, are you fucking kidding me? How do you know? Because in order to know that something is priced inadequately, you have to know a huge amount of data. You have to know everything about the manufacturer, all their costs, cost of the raw materials, their salaries they're paying to the workers, everything up to the electricity bills in the factory building. Then you have to know everything about the shipment, the customs, the fees and charges, and then about the store itself, which has its own costs, the employees, the salaries, their amount of faulty and defective products they have to throw away or send back. Because all of this combined form, it amounts to the price of the guitar you see on the rack in the store. So someone saying it can't be that expensive. What am I supposed to assume? You know everything? Know this whole equation? No, you're not. You're just a shitty guy talking shit on the internet. These people drive me nuts. You want to hear a small story? There's a guitar player called Adrian Smith. He is one of the 3 guitar players in Iron Maiden. He's probably in his late 40s, probably in his 50s right now, I suppose. When he was 17, he wanted to buy a guitar, but not just any guitar, not a budget-priced guitar. He wanted a gold top Les Paul. It is a Gibson gold top Les Paul. Now they are costing, a fortune. We're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of bucks. At the time, as far as I remember, it was around 550 pounds, something like that, or 250 pounds. I'll get the number probably at the bottom of the screen. So by that time it was a huge amount. An impossible sum for a 17-year-old, to obtain. So, Adrian Smith, 17 at the time, found a job at the construction site. And according to him, he worked through the whole summer to buy a guitar for himself. And here comes the trick question. Do you think he would have become a guitar player in one of the most influential heavy metal bands in the world if instead of just working for his instrument, he went on whining on the internet? If there was an internet at the time. He just whining, complaining to his friends instead of actually working towards the goal. I think he wouldn't make it into Iron Maiden because they are workers, not whiners. The big question, of course, is why am I telling you all this? It's not a guitar channel. Probably no one from the audience is a guitar player. Thank God for that. Why am I telling you all this? You see, I have a bunch of hobbies and see a bunch of communities. I am in some sort of a contact with guitar players and musicians, in general. With guys who are into Russian folklore, guys who are into tabletop games, board games, war games, etc., collecting miniatures. I was involved in medieval reenactments, so, the people out there. Naturally, I also work, so I, live in the office environment, basically. And everywhere I keep seeing these, people who think they are poor. And thus entitled to something. And I haven't encountered a single douchebag like that in the pipe community, especially the YTPC. It's kind of bizarre, really. Of all the communities in the world, really, that's the single one I have encountered so far. Probably the fan base of, Critical Role webcast, web show on Twitch, maybe that will be another one, although I'm not involved into them that much. But I haven't encountered a single person who considered himself poor and entitled because of that within the pipe smoking community, you know. I don't know what causes, why does it happen? Maybe because an average pipe smoker is older than an average guitar player, or, you know, reenactment enthusiast, or guy who plays board games. I don't know. But we have our share of, you know, snobbery. You know, someone doesn't like something, someone thinks that certain things are supposed to be done in a certain way. But no one thinks that, oh God, you know, I'm so, you know, poor, please give me something for free. Although I have seen a video on Aristocob's channel when I actually I wasn't aware that it's possible, really. He's seems to be a very cheerful and, you know, sweet guy, and he was actually complaining that there were people who were trying to make him send them free cobs. Free cobs, of all the things, you know, something you can buy for less than $10, you know. Oh, how low can a person go? We can only hope that these, you know, people won't find a way into the pipe smoking community. And I think they won't. These are just, you know, normal, you know, poor people trying to make their way, find something on the, you know, find something for free for themselves. Because they think others who are making more money and thus being dishonest and thus swindling others won't be, you know, they won't go bankrupt, and if they send them a free cob. So in my opinion, these are not, you know, pipe smokers. These are the agents of the enemy. Let's hope they never go here, really. They're very tiring, you know, these guys. Very persistent. Because, you know, their whole mindset and their whole, you know, internal world structure is based on this assumption that, you know, they're entitled to something because they're perceive themselves as poor. So you have no other choice but to poke fun at them. So this is my compliment to the pipe smoking community in the YTPC in particular. We seem to avoid a certain brand of douchebag that, you know, pisses me off to no end. One of the many reasons I'm here. And I'll leave you with that. That's an encouraging thought. Thank you very much for dropping by. Happy Cop Tuesday, everyone, if you're still watching. I will be back soon with another one of my videos. Until then, stay happy, stay positive, and avoid douchebags at all costs. And I'll be seeing you soon. Goodbye, people.